The CBP One app, a program that allowed nearly 1 million migrants to schedule entry into the United States, abruptly shut down on President Trump's first day back in office. This move, part of a wave of new policies, has left many migrants stranded in border towns like Tijuana.
On the inauguration day, around 12 o'clock East Coast time and 9 o'clock West Coast time, our time, we were at the port of entry of El Chaparral, and we saw around 300 migrants, 300 to 400 migrants, that they had their CBP One appointment, this application. And immediately when Donald Trump was inaugurated, just 1 minute after, the CBP One app have been canceled. All the appointments have been canceled. And, the migrants, the reaction was, yes, for them was devastating.
For migrants who fled Venezuela and crossed through the dangerous Darien Gap to get here, the app's suspension has been devastating. Many already had been waiting in Mexico for months.
We applied on November 28th, and our application was approved on January 5th. However, after President Trump's announcement, everything changed. We are still waiting here.
Here on the Tijuana side of the border, this CBP One app poster told people that they needed to download this app in order to get an appointment for an asylum hearing. But I'm going to try this QR code and see what happens. And if I scan this, the app is gone. And that means that more than 1 million people who had the appointment scheduled through this app no longer have an appointment, and that's why it's empty here at the southern side of the border. The Trump administration is kicking deportations into high gear, with hundreds of migrants being sent back daily. Most spent thousands of dollars to enter the U.S. illegally, only to be captured and returned. Their cost is both financial and emotional.
Most of them did come and were able to get flights and bus transportation, and a lot of them stayed. Mothers with small children, and it's sad because you can only do so much. You can't help everyone.
Given the crackdown, prices for illegal crossings have reportedly tripled, along with an increase in violence. Every few hours here at the border crossing at San Ysidro on the Tijuana side, we're seeing migrants coming across after being deported from the United States. The lady in the black jacket that's got her back to us on that table right there behind me was in the States for 6 years and was deported right away. Some of the people that she's with were just crossing. They paid $15,000 to the cartels in order to get into the United States through the mountain passes that are east of Tijuana. But they say that the Border Patrol was using drones and ATVs and captured them almost immediately. Cartels who profit from smuggling migrants are also feeling the impact. Journalists report increased gunfights in areas like Tapachula as these drug kingpins attempt to shift their operations.
Their pockets are being hurt, and it is being shown that they're actually are now agitating in the part of South border of Tapachula. There has been a lot of gunfights between the federal government and also, the parts of Guatemala and the crossings.
Just a few steps from the Pacific Ocean here on the Mexican side of the U.S.-Mexican border wall, you can see the old fence right there behind me, and the new fence that's going in is twice as tall. And they're doing construction as we speak. This construction has started up since Donald Trump took office. They are wasting no time at all in securing this border. Illegal immigration became a pivotal issue in helping Trump win another term, and making good on the promise to close the border is already proving to be a deterrent.
We are exploring our options, but it's complicated. If we can't find a place to stay, returning might be the only option. However, traveling back is nearly impossible for us migrants due to restrictions.
The Trump administration says it's just getting started, removing illegals already in the U.S., and a now empty border crossing is proof that message is working. From Tijuana, I'm Chuck Holton for CBN News.
Great reporting from Chuck, who is with us now from Panama. Chuck, what do the migrants plan to do now that they can't cross the border, and how might they go back home?
Yeah, this is a big problem for many of these migrants, Andrew, because most of them threw away their passports or never had one, but a lot of them just got rid of their passports because it would have made it easier for them to get into the United States without documents. But now without those documents, they can't travel back to their home countries. And so they're kind of stuck. And many of them are saying they're unable to work in Mexico legally. And so they're not really sure what they're going to do. And some of them have said, we're just going to continue to try to get into the United States And we're going to hope that the Trump administration will open up legal pathways for us to be able to apply for.
Well, Trump moved fast like he said he would. So let's talk about the cartels. How are the cartels shifting their smuggling efforts to more remote areas, charging 3 times as much?
That's right. They obviously are losing lots of revenue. This industry of illegal immigration was making them billions, literally billions of dollars a year. And it almost got shut off just overnight. And so the people who are trying to get across now are still trying to cross illegally. We spoke with some Mexican people who wanted to cross, that had family in the United States. They said they paid these cartels up to $15,000 and in order to cross through the mountainous passes of much more remote areas. And they said they were being tracked by drones overhead and were picked up by the Border Patrol within moments after crossing into the United States illegally, and then taken right back to the gate and sent right back to Mexico, losing all of that money. The cartels have actually become violent and have shot at American citizens and at Border Patrol agents on the American side, and we may see more of that in the future. There were some warnings to American citizens not to approach the border fences because they believe that the cartels may actually begin setting IEDs, improvised explosive devices, along that fence to try to blow holes in it in order to get people through.
All right, Chuck, thank you so much. Certainly appreciate your reporting.